Welcome, Pino. Give us your name and tell us the name of your salon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. My name is Pino Cherubino. I own Pino Salon here in Kitchener,
So that's in Ontario, Canada,
in
right?
Ontario County. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your background and where did you grow up and how did you get into hair?
Of course, I was born in Sederno Marina in Reggio Calabria, Italy. Um, as a young boy, I was only 15 when I kind of pursued my hairdressing career.
So 15, you started in the world of hairdressing?
Then after school, I had kinds of other trades I wanted to
So
get.
this is in Italy now,
Italy, right?
right?
Still Italy, right?
Yes.
So the whole time. So I looked for a job downtown, my hometown, which is Salerno.
Is
And
it a big city or small city or?
right now I think it's about 25,000.
Oh,
Back then maybe it was about 17 to 18,000 people.
yeah.
It's right on the coast of Italy, Calabria South.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Beach is amazing. I go there frequently.
Yes.
Every this year twice. I'm gonna go in September for a couple months. I have family. I have a home where I was born,
Right.
and yeah. So going back to the career,
But what got you into hair versus anything else?
a friend of mine actually, we went to school together, and he said, "Well, looking for a part-time job or full-time. Well, you come apply." So I applied to this salon. It was one of the busiest in the town, and so I got hired and start doing apprentice, shampoo, cleaning, and everything else the apprentice can do, right?
Yes.
And for the first 3 to 6 months, the smells of
Because in those days, it smelled a lot more in a
yeah,
salon.
it was not like today. Today is like wearing a cologne where you do a perm or a color, right? As you
I know the
color
technology has changed some.
big time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was gonna actually like that process to not to pursue my career now, but I stick to it. He said, "Yeah, that's how I feel." I work in like long hours, even Sundays. By the way, we work Sundays, Mondays half a day. My boss was really strict, and yeah, so I started liking it. And what kind of inspired me, which I have to mention to you, is this young gentleman that he was in our town for the summer on vacation from Philadelphia, United States. And he got a job part time, just 3 days a week with the salon where I was at. And he was doing the latest. Back then, you know, the afro big hair, the back combing was kind of in and out, you know. But we started doing the precision haircut. He used to spend 45 minutes to an hour to do the haircut, and the blow dry was just a piece of cake. So with these tiny little scissors, he used to do all the serves, the precision speed out sassoon haircuts. So that really got inspired. So he was doing the cuts and I was doing the bull dry for him. And that really got me to the next level.
So long were you there in Italy?
In Italy, well, after I pursued the career the whole time, but as you probably know, at those times, I don't know if you know this, you have to, if you're healthy and your parents are alive, you need to serve military. So I was 12 months away doing that. Nearby though, Essina, Sicily. I enjoyed it as a young guy. Like I was offered jobs in the Messina by one of my officials because I used to do the hair too. So hey, I got a little bit of brownie points. If you mind. So then after when I got back after I finished that, I moved back home. I wasn't too crazy with the job that I had, so I moved north in Milano, Italy.
You moved to Milan then,
Milano, yeah.
and were you then practicing hair in Milan?
Yeah, I was also a stylist.
That's a
So I got a job kind of a downtown area.
right.
Very nice man, my boss from Sicily, but he had two salons, one in Milano and two in Torino, still Italy. So I got to a point where I was actually managing the one in Milano. Then I came, I I left there and I came for a visit here in Canada, and then
What year was that?
1980s.
1980. So you came to visit Canada, man. Okay, and
And I got a job downtown Toronto with one of my cousins. And from there, I just moved to kitchen area, worked for another company for 4 years. And then I opened up my first salon, Pino Hair Studio, downtown.
now you are part of a massive Italian industry of hairstylists in Canada. Like the Italian men
We are
were very, very famous for building the hair industry.
big. I have a lot of family and a lot of friends that there are some of them, they're retired, they don't do it anymore. Some they still do it, maybe they're a small scale.
Actually, it was interesting. There was a lady talking to me. She owns a salon up north in Canada, and she was saying to me that one of the things she regrets is that the young Italian men nowadays are not going into hair. Whereas going into hair in the Italian world, it was quite looked up to and was quite normal for young men to go into to be great hairdressers. And that's why these great hairdressers are many Italian men are some of the best hairdressers in the world. But now the young men, she was decrying the fact that young Italian men don't want to be hairdressers.
So
Have you noticed that too then?
my big guy. Yeah, I have three boys, size, and two of them are in business. We do hair, really talented. One was trying, he decided not to, which is fine.
So two of them are in hair?
Yeah, Bruno, my oldest, Bruno is a stylist,
Right.
and my middle son Vincenzo is also a stylist.
Okay, nice.
And my youngest Danny, no, he doesn't want to do hairs. It's okay.
So then you worked in Canada for a while and then started your own salon?
Yeah, I worked at this salon, and then I opened up my first one in
What year?
1986.
86. Okay, so that's 39 years ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
98.
Where was that? Here in Kitchener?
Yeah, Kitchener,
Okay.
downtown on King Street, 607 King Street West.
Okay.
I remember the address. The building there is gone.
How big was it? How many people were?
Well, we started with about six of us. And there was 900 and change.
Well, you were alone or you had a partner?
I had a silent partner.
A silent partner. Okay. So you got it going yourself with a partner?
Yeah.
And was the partner just invested money with you or
Yeah.
they were active? They were not active at all.
No, it was an act. Just
So as you look back on those days, what was difficult or easy or instructive about that experience you went through?
I found for being a young man, because I think I was young for opening up a business and getting on behind a chair and being busy, you can get an appointment with me for 3.5 months on the books. It was busy. It was so busy. Was really busy. Different times than it is now. Everything like from perming, coloring, cutting. There was only a few in the city that you can say you can go get a good haircut.
Now, were you as the owner, did you find it difficult being the owner or was it reasonably simple owning a business back then?
It was easier. It was easier because I was multitasking. I could do the receptionist. I could be the assistant, the technician, the stylist, be in the chair, the management of the team, and everything else. Back then, it wasn't like you have a manager per se, or you have, you know. Then we got into the computer system, and we had reception at the front desk. Otherwise, we just answer the phone ourselves,
Right.
and it was busy. If we did really well over the years, so brought us to our next level. Finding stylists back then, it was a lot easier than it is now. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, now apparently it's very difficult to find staff.
The schools don't have many students. Like you were mentioned before, all these Italians wanted to pursue the career hairstyle, and there's hardly any.
So owners of salons today are saying basically how difficult it is to find workers, to find good stylists.
It is.
Are you saying the same thing then?
Yeah, it's not. We're not just saying because we can or they don't want to come to us. It's a maybe global, but I know in Toronto, I know family and friends that have salon. They're in the same shoes.
Yeah, everybody's complaining about that now. Even the big chains and the franchise chains and all are all complaining about the problem of finding good solid
And
workers. Yeah.
sometimes when we had have people, like say a student coming out of school, hairdressing school, you want to try, after 5, 6 months to say, what, it's not for me. After you invest so much money and time, right?
So you built your
Back in the
business.
day, it wasn't like
It
that.
wasn't that way, yeah.
You stick to it.
And then you built your businesses as time went by. It got bigger and bigger. When you were at your peak of number of people working with you, how big was your
We
salon?
had up to 35 employees, including manager and receptionist, like 3 or 4 reception, flipping back and forth. Closed Sundays, open Monday to Saturday.
So that was the peak.
Yeah.
And approximately when? How long ago?
Then I say late 90s, mid 90s to the 2005.
Right.
We had a big shift.
And then today, it's changed dramatically. We don't see a lot of salons with 35 people or 25 people.
No, actually, I don't know about you, but it's hard to sort of say, so and so open up a salon in this corner or that corner. If anything, closing down, unfortunately, businesses because things have changed in, I guess, many ways.
So the business model that you had, where you were the owner, and have you always been a sole owner, or did you have partners at any point in time?
It was a time in our business when we had two partners, yes, for a short period of time.
Okay. But most of the time, you've been a sole owner.
Yes.
And so things have changed, obviously, from when you first owned your first salon, grew it to 35 people, and now you have shrunk it back down to a more manageable size. How many people are working in Pino's?
Well, with some of those, I have to say, some got our business more like females,
Right.
either moved away because they find a man somewhere or got pregnant, stay home, or home care, like home hairdressing. I have to say, well, my boys started in the early 90s, so they're with me. And I have a couple stylists still there with me too.
So the business model has changed so dramatically. I know that as a consultant I own a consulting firm, and when people come to me and say, we would like to do this business, whatever the business is, uh, if they would come to me and say, well, want to open a hair salon 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I would say, good idea. I can give you a business plan and you can open a hair salon. Today, if they come to me, I'll say to them, absolutely don't, because there's no way you will make enough money to be successful as an owner.
100%. I agree with 100%.
There is a big change in our industry,
Yes.
in our world. But it's pretty well make money doing the work, but you don't make a lot of money off other people.
Or no, no, because it's expensive. Life is different. Like back then, maybe those kids lived at home. Life in general, it was less expensive than it is now. So it's fair enough to say that with the new generation, do they need that money to live? Of course. But can we pay maybe them as much as maybe they want? You can't. Like that's per se is not the reason why those people are not doing what was doing. It's just the formula has changed. And it's 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 harder to do what we do. I also find the drive, you come to work, you don't want to spend 10, 12 hours behind the chair. We did it until 11 o'clock at night.
So
So,
that's the other difference, is that the generation may
yeah.
believes that in work-life balance, and they don't even make 12, 14 hours of exit, but it takes to build a business.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So
And word of mouth. Today, you have to know how to be a stylist behind the chair. You need to know how to speak, do your media. You need to be a photographer. You need to be on camera. You need to do so many things. Back then, no. You know how to do a stylist. You know how to communicate and service the client 100%. But today, it's different social media. And that's all you need to boost.
do you
Connect.
see do you see that model of 20, 30 hairstylists working in a salon coming back, or do you think that's now history and will never come back?
Well, I guess the example that I could give you right now here, where we established here with Pinos and Technique, um, the formula is be working. But as a stylist to sort of like, okay, I'm gonna rent this place or buy a building, whatever, and open up from the scratch, from the beat and growing up to whatever you can with 20 people, I say no.
So you don't, if someone came to you and said, okay, I'm thinking of opening or buying a building or renting a building, renovating it, and looking for 20, 25 stylists, you would
I would
advise them not to do
I would
it.
discourage that. Yes. Yeah.
So what would you advise them to do?
Um, a smaller scale, and maybe if it works out, maybe down the road when things get out of maybe change, build up the business. But at first, to open up that big, I don't think you can. You're asking for trouble.
And that's what we're seeing as we look around the country. The people who are opening locations are opening very small locations. They're, in fact, many of them are leaving where they're working and going and opening a one or a two chair kind of a location.
Like
That seems to be our industry. When you look back to the good old days when they were in speaking statistical, at one point in time, there were 35,000 salons in Canada. 35,000.
Was there? I don't know.
And now
Well,
there's less than 20,000.
is there?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
20,000. So many have closed. And even those that are open are the different model where they're renting some chairs. The owner maybe has two or three people working for them, and then they rent one or two or three chairs, and that's their salon.
I find going to the rental, if you may, can I say?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't believe that I find a salon, it's always about like it's a family. It's something where you go to, you get to know everybody, and you interact with the customer. You stop and everything else. When you have a rental business, I find that you're gonna come, do your thing, move out. I'm here, done my stuff. It's not that warm.
Yeah, the family atmosphere.
No, it's not the environment that I would ever want to live in. I mean, because we live at work,
Right.
right?
Yeah, well,
Literally,
your family, when you come to work around,
it's a family. Yeah,
all of these people are like your family.
yeah. We connect with our staff, and and we have, of course, training, helping build up the business, and likewise they do the same to the owners. But it's a bit of a struggle for rental. I don't know. That's as I
Well, the
mentioned.
rental model is not the family model. It's a very cold model where people come, as you say, they take a chair, they leave.
Yeah,
There's very little feeling of camaraderie and support.
they don't last so long though.
Yeah. And that
It's
makes
a
it
coming goal.
that makes it hard also for the big brands, the L'Oreals of the world and the Wellas of the world, where previously they would be all over a salon. They could supply education to the whole salon. Now they can't supply education because everybody's using different
Yeah, exactly.
products on the different chairs.
That's right.
It's not even a branded salon.
Yeah, we kind of missed that in a way. Mind you, we have the Corel brand that it's amazing. It's from Italy, of course, and we have the support that we need. When we want something, they're there in a flash. But I can't speak for the others, but I can certainly
We
speak
have
for
to
their
challenge
salon.
for the big brands to try and keep sustaining their business with the model. And now, when people are buying even their products as a salon owner, if I came to you and said, "Okay, I want to open a salon," your first advice to me would be, "Don't open a big one. Yes, open a small one, and then see if you can grow it from there." So that would be advice number one. And generally speaking, do you feel if you were starting today, would you be as enthusiastic as when you first started your salon?
I guess I have to say yes to that because I still am. I've been doing it more than 50 years, right? So I have it in me. But I still have the energy mentally, and I think it's in me too. I feel like I'm an artist. I can say that. I've done my share of also I forgot to mention I've done many competition, which I'm proud to say that I have some trophies under my belt. And it's I'm proud to do that, support of my family as well. Um yeah, I could still do it. I would have to see has the vision, but again, not in a smaller scale.
Yes, yes.
Smaller scale.
Do you feel the government does enough to help, or do you feel the government could do more to help our industry?
A lot. Starting from the our juniors, the students, have an incentive uh, to go to school because they can't really if they live at home or not, you know, depends what they start at a younger age or not. They need help from somebody. If they do have the help, we can give them the training and the possibility to move out to the next level. And it does take time because some students might take 6 months, some students might take a year or two before they actually can see some growth in their money, right? Like end of the day, they want to live too. But yeah, so it would help if we can see something, even straight to the students, not necessarily the salons, but so to have these students to be recognized. Okay, I want to get into hair. I'm gonna get this bonus, this something, right? Pay for the school, but this something, right?
Now, you've had many clients through your life of serving clients.
Yeah.
Uh, are there any particular experiences or clients that stand out in your mind as
The
you
trophy.
remember them and you think, oh my goodness, I remember that amazing client or remember that amazing experience. Do you have anything you can relate to us that was really
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
stories or one or two experiences that move?
I have actually many of them that I still see them today since I moved from Toronto. I still see them. I kind of married them in a way that they got married,
What?
share the kids and the grandkids as well. So I know quite a few of those in the city that have been loyal to our brand, our salon. Yeah.
And one of the things when we went through COVID and the government shut down the salons, uh, it was a massive, massive uh, smack to our industry. And I don't think we recovered from what they did by shutting down all the salons. Do you think, in retrospect, do you think it was a good idea that they shut down all the salons in Canada the way they did? Or do you think that damaged the industry virtually irreparable damage?
Well, I can say that we kept in contact with our customers because we have a big data that today with technology we could do that. And um, was it good to shut down the uh, the whole industry? No. Did it do damage? Definitely. When we got back to reopening, we saw some lift, but not the way it was prior to that. We were going to some ups and down on our business like anybody, and we are seeing good numbers at the end of the year prior to getting shut down, and then we tanked. Obviously, we closed down for I believe 11 months on and off, right?
Advice is almost a year.
Yeah, but we kept in touch with our customers, trying to sort of encourage them. They got reached out to us too. What are we gonna do? You know, can you help us?
So if you were to say there's one thing that stands out as you look back on your life as a successful business owner and stylist, what would you say is the thing that's given you the most enjoyment or fulfillment or sense? What do you think would you say is the main thing that stands out on you?
Well, if we're still talking about business and not family, um, to be recognized and being um, all the business that we did throughout the year was all word of mouth. So as you probably know, you do good, you get better back. So we tried, for all means, nobody's perfect, but we try our best to sort of use that formula. And for us, it did work. We done advertising in various uh, TV stations and whatnot, but the main, because we were monitoring, there was a time where we're actually tracking all the business that we're getting, and it was 90% word of mouth. So that tells me that if I treat you good, you're gonna come back with your family and friends. So that's the key.
So
For
you have a
I strongly.
legacy behind you of any families and
Oh yeah,
individuals that are now part of your life.
they are friends, and some like still see as friends too, as of today too.
So, if I was to ask you, do you have a client that's been with you for many, many years? Yes. What would be your record client? How many years do you know of, man?
Well,
Six.
when I started here in Kitchener, her name, let me see if I remember her. I think one of them is name, if I say Linda, nobody knows who she is, but I still see her. All a little older, yeah, 1980. 80? Oh, get that. So, well, it's been a while. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really good. That alone is a feeding of
Yeah. I feel good.
like
Yeah.
that's
So, like I said, I met the daughters and the granddaughters and stuff. So, yeah, it's something to say being proud of the community.
yeah, yeah.
We support a lot of charities around the city as well. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Fina.
No, my pleasure. Thank you.
You-
Thank you.
We'll talk again. Thanks for having me. Thanks a lot. Thank you.